Don't you want it? 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 You lose your little mind. My dead lights.
Welcome to the Deadlights podcast. Minnie, I'm your host, Minnie Sam.
I'm Minnie Leslie, bringing you your mini episodes, you guys.
Minnie, they're tiny. Kind of bite-sized episodes.
Little tiny
You
nipples. Oh.
Pop them in your mouth.
Ugh.
Go. Nipple. Go.
Oh, this is not the one that we're going to talk about.
But, well, welcome back to
Hello.
the mini space.
Mm-hmm.
So today's Minisode is actually just devoted to us talking about our episode from last week, which was our first live episode that we ever recorded.
Wow.
For the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Great stuff.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I had a very good time.
I had a really amazing time.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole time I was waiting to get nervous. And although I didn't feel nervous, I was a little bit embarrassed. Just a little bit shy.
Just a little shy, which
Yeah.
is natural in front of...
Yeah.
When we're doing this with an empty room, it is much different to have actual live audience reactions as you're talking.
That
For
is
sure.
true. There were moments in which we got laughter from just like our little banters and just like our opinions about things and stuff. And it does really change the way that you, I don't know, like we're just so used to talking to each other and we kind of like understand what we're saying, whether we agree or not. But then when we're getting a response from people and you're like, oh yeah, shit, we're not alone.
Oh,
We've been doing this for a while. That response was kind of like, I totally forgot. I just was like zoning in.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh yeah,
Oh, shoot.
we're with people.
Yeah. I thought it was nice to have that live reaction to, at least for me personally, I feel like it sometimes helps because we do this, with no one here. And I think that we are funny at times.
I laughed there.
Right. Thank you.
I think you're funny.
I feel so good. And I think that we make some interesting points about things, but we don't have an actual audience confirming that or rejecting what we say. So to have that actual like in-person reaction, I thought it was really nice to know that people are literally right there enjoying the time that they're looking into the Deadlights with us.
Yeah, also something about seeing a gruesome movie with others and having that reaction, multiple reactions of either just like laughing or gasping or, like saying the side commentary like, run, bitch, run. Like, that's always fantastic. When
she broke through that window the second time, there was applause.
We were just like, yes! Because it's a comeback. It's something that's so outrageous.
Yes.
How many windows have you jumped out of? Like, broken through. Oh, shit. More than I thought.
I can't even... No, not many.
Too many.
Not many. No, and that's what I love about... going to movies in general, but I think specifically with the horror genre, seeing a movie in theaters or seeing it with other people is just such a good communal experience. We're all going on this like roller coaster together and we're all experiencing it together. And when people are like willing to commit to be into the movie, it makes it so much more fun. And I really felt like everyone that was there was very much committed
Involved,
to enjoying the movie and, obviously realizing how ridiculous it was at points and gruesome it was at points. And you could just like feel the energy in the room. And that's what I love. That's what I wanted out of that show.
Same.
So it definitely was fulfilled.
People did seem like they were having a good time. And you mentioning about there is a difference in seeing horror movies in theaters. I think there's two genres in which they capture the essence of experiencing a movie in a theater is horror and the superhero movies nowadays. You know, like those two genres have been doing a really good job in bringing people to a theater. They use every aspect.
Yeah.
Like they want you to be there feeling the fucking like vibrations, you know? So they're and music engineers, sound engineers have gotten to the point where they are now tapping into like the psychology of, you know, what waves are gonna like fucking make your heart jitter, because it is our natural response. You know, we're animals, so we're gonna feel in danger just based on the sound itself. So I love going to the theaters.
Yes. No, I agree, and I that's exactly the amount that the audience that we had here got into the movie and was, you know, enjoying it for what it was. I was super happy about. And then that carried over into the actual recording of the podcast too. Everyone seemed very much engaged with what we were talking about, and then especially when we did the games and having people actually be able to talk into a microphone and say their opinions about the movie and then play like a silly game. Everyone was
wonderful,
very receptive to it. And
I felt so bad for anyone who were playing the games, because you made me their lifeline and I had zero idea. Our guests were so good at every game that you in question that you threw at them. I maybe would have only gotten one right. They great job, everybody.
Everyone who was chosen out of the bucket at random, which was crazy too, that it was just at random. The guests that we got to throw in their ideas and play the games, I thought were awesome. Everyone was very willing to have a fun time and enjoy this experience of all of us coming together to watch a movie, but then actually take it, you know, somewhat seriously, of like, we're looking at this movie as a piece of art and we're thinking about it on a more conceptual level too. And then also be willing to just have fun with the movie as well.
Yeah, and this was my first time watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We had seen the second one for the 31 Days of Horror, which was, you know, you could tell that the second one was really heavily influenced by the first one. So certain scenes were the same, but I was pretty shocked to see that it wasn't as gruesome as I thought it would be. I think nowadays is when we really have sensitized ourselves from all of those kind of things, regardless of whether we react or not. I still was like, oh, here we go. Like, it's going to be fucking bloody. And it wasn't. It's horrible in other aspects.
Yes. And that's partly the reason why I picked it too, to be that movie that we watched together, because I knew that people would be coming into it thinking this is going to be fucking bloody and disgusting, and we're going to see a lot of people getting their skin pulled off, all that kind of stuff, because that is the you know, the stigma around it. And there was that in that movie, but it mostly played off of our minds filling it in. And when you really look at the movie, there's like maybe one scene with blood that actually like spurts out of someone, and you don't even really see that. It's like in the dark, obscured. Everything else is very much just implied in how they make the movie.
The people in our age group have been seeing movies for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, so we're getting the 90s, we're getting the early 2000s, and now where things have progressed, they have influenced each other for, you know, 60, 80 years. So these kind of movies are a stepping stone to what we have now. So I was putting expectations on this when in reality it really wasn't that bad. But my God, was it so powerful. And you can tell that, like, which directors and screenwriters have come out of these movies, being fans of this genre.
Mm-hmm.
And
then just like taking it and just upping the game, you know.
Yeah.
Just like you take this, it's almost like these filmmakers are trying to recreate that feeling that they had when they were watching this for the first time with things that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, to me, I think, you know, whether it was budget or whether it was just smart filmmaking, how they made this movie with the little amount of blood and guts that were actually in it was very smart and more effective to me than if we would have seen like the hook actually go through the woman's shoulder or whatever.
That's the thing too. We don't need to see it.
No.
I find it to be much more of an impactful thing when it's implied and we get to imagine what we see. But then when we do see little things here and there, it is kind of satisfying.
Yes.
And especially when you're in a group of people watching it and you get that reaction of, oh my God, it's just so funny.
Yeah. And I think too, like, based off of the people that I talked to after the show and all that kind of stuff, it seemed like everyone had that similar experience of being like, I thought this was going to be way more brutal than it actually was, but it was still very brutal.
It was still brutal.
Psychologically, it was like
torturous.
Really
oh my God, the
torturous,
sound.
Yeah.
The sound itself. I mean, there's this genre still in that kind of like torture kind of aspect, so that's already really hard for a lot of people to watch. So I don't blame them. This is not my like area, but just being able to have our friends and family here, have them see the amount of work that we've been doing, and then the setup that you did was just so beautiful. Like, I really like the TVs behind us. All the pictures that people were taking was like so good.
Yeah, we worked for half a year leading up to this, so it was a fun night and definitely like a good celebration of all the work that we've been putting into this. And I thought it was awesome. And it was awesome, and
so
I think we're gonna have to do it again.
I mean, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think it was successful in the fact that people that didn't even want to see this movie came.
Yeah. And had a good time.
It had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope we encourage that more.
I
see horror movies, y'all. Or go to the movies.
Go to the movies. Go to the movies.
movies.
Right now, I'm so excited. There's so many things coming about in all sorts of all genres.
Yeah.
So there's something for everyone. And there's a lot of horror films that are coming about. And what I'm really liking about this is that we are no longer waiting until it's spooky season. They're coming out whenever because we have been in a pandemic, and now we can make movies and release them, and they are wonderful. And I'm thrilled. I feel so happy because I'm getting approached, it seems like every week, by people being like, have you seen this trailer about this fucked up movie? And it's just like, no, tell me about it.
Tell me, please.
Please.
It'll be in our bucket.
Yeah.
No, it's great. It really was fun. And yeah, there's definitely more to come. There's more to come, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger, and hopefully we get more and more people in here and have that experience grow. And please, if you're listening to this, be on the lookout. Yeah. Because it was fun. And come on by.
I mean, maybe, hopefully, my dream is to put this live show on an actual theater and be able to see a brand new movie together. I would love that. Or a little sneakeroo of a movie that's about to come out in theaters, and we're like the first ones to see it with an audience.
Do you hear that, A24?
Hey,
we would love to
A24.
Screen one of your movies,
please,
if possible.
That'd be amazing.
At the Deadlights Pod, you
just like down below.
Yeah. Super fun. Yeah. Super fun. Great and stuff. More to come.
I hope so.
Oh yeah. Well.
All right.
Let's get out of here, huh?
Yeah, thanks for joining us, folks. You can follow me on Twitter at Color Me Leslie.
And me at BBPritchyT. Also, the Deadlights pod.
Deadlights.
That is us.
Pet.
Check out Playground Social, which is a studio that we were recording this at.
Mm-hmm.
But until next minisode,
Let's get
mini spooky.
Ooh.